Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. Today we are diving back into the world of the black tapes. We are in episode 9. Name that tune. So, without further ado, let's skidoo.
Any ideas?
Well, pi starts with a 3.
Right.
It's too long to be an IP address.
Okay, well, what about the other composer? The one Keith Dabbage hunted down?
Percival Black.
Right, yeah.
Well, he's released a few albums. He's not on Billboard's Top 100 or anything, but he...
Yeah, that's how you describe a lot of albums. A lot of people that do good music, but not necessarily that good.
gets generally good reviews. He lives in a monastery in Russia.
Well, that's something.
Yeah, that is something.
Yeah. The Russian Orthodox Church has a monastery in Mordovia in a city called Saransk. Brother Black is from England, actually.
Oh.
He joined the Brotherhood in the 80s to write sacred music for the church.
And
That's kind of interesting. Kind of cool, too.
why Russia? Why not join an English monastery?
I have no idea.
Any luck tracking down this Percival Black?
We left 2 messages, and we're looking into other methods of getting in touch, but that monastery is really remote.
Okay, so where do we go from here?
Well, we need to find somebody who knows something about classical Russian music.
The thing is I think Russia's been referenced before in earlier episodes.
The great misunderstood Scriabin.
That's Professor Alan Downs, an expert in Russian classical music. He teaches at Washington State University.
And by misunderstood, I mean that literally nobody understood him.
Him or his music?
Both. He could have been another Tchaikovsky or Rachmaninoff, but he soon fell out of favor with the musical establishment due to some of his more esoteric work.
Basically, they're saying he was crazy, and it reflected in his work.
Could you elaborate?
He developed a whole system of atonal music. It was dissonant, and audiences didn't know what to make of it. Given his philosophical leanings, the church soon leveled charges, intimating that his music contained dark intent.
Dark intent?
One of his favorite compositions was titled The Satanic Poem.
Yeah, that would probably get under the people in the church's skin probably real quick.
Oh.
It's not as diabolical as it sounds. It's about a couple who strike a Faustian bargain with Satan, and it ends in tragedy.
Faustian bargain? You mean selling your soul to the devil?
Yes. Much like blues player Robert Johnson, who met the devil at the crossroads and so.
Which, by the way, is a really good song. Yeah, I've heard different covers of that song. It's a really good song.
Sold his soul to him for the gift of music. That myth stretches back centuries.
So, people thought Scriabin sold his soul to the devil?
Some people did, certainly. He was a mystic, deeply entrenched in theosophy. He was what you might call today an eccentric.
Might?
Depends on how much money he had. If he was rich, he was eccentric. If he was poor, he was crazy.
Some scholars believe Scriabin thought he could decipher the secrets of the universe, of God, creation, and that he was trying to do this through his music.
Okay, but to my understanding, mystical music has been around for centuries.
True, but not quite like this.
I just wonder if we'll get a sample of his music.
This is from Scriabin's 6th sonata. Listen. Here. What is he doing? And more importantly, why? What does he want us to feel?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It sounds like something that could have been in one of the original Planet of the Apes movies.
That's pretty far from Gregorian chanting.
I'll say.
What do you think about what he's trying to say with his music?
I don't think he was trying to say anything. I believe he was trying to extinguish something, to exorcise it. I believe that this was his confession.
His confession? For what?
I won't even hazard a guess, but that piece, that was something that Scriabin himself refused to play.
He wouldn't play his own composition?
That is kind of crazy. Or eccentric, depending on your socioeconomic status.
That seems odd.
Well, not if you think of music as an expression of your soul. If Scriabin was unburdening himself of his inner demons, why would he want to revisit that?
Fair point. But I can definitely see why it didn't catch on. It sounds terrifying.
That's due to the structure of the song. Scriabin liked using augmented fourths.
Sorry?
It's a chord. Here. What does that sound like?
Like the opening notes of a horror movie.
Exactly. That was an augmented fourth.
Interesting. I wonder if it's on the fourth beat, or what makes it an augmented fourth.
It's also known as the devil's interval.
The devil's interval.
Diabolus in musica. The devil in music. Until Scriabin's time, that chord was actually banned by the church.
That is interesting. I wonder how factual that is, or how that, if that is something in our universe.
You can see why Scriabin has this reputation now.
Sure. But I don't understand what this has to do with figuring out the secrets of the universe.
Scriabin also had a condition called synesthesia. Music made him literally see colorful shapes.
So does, you can, through meditation and through the ingestion, or a combination of fasting and meditation, and certain chemicals such as lysergic acid diethylamide 25 and psilocybin, you can induce that synesthesia effect. It's quite interesting if done right.
Well, that must have been a challenge.
Actually, he embraced it. He used it to compose. Allegedly, the key of D major made him see golden brown hues. E flat major produced a deep red for him. He claimed that music allowed him to see true forms, and he meant that in a very Platonic sense.
That's interesting, because there are people who suffer from synesthesia in everyday life. And I say suffer because that's crazy. I couldn't imagine living like that all the time. It's fun to visit every now and again, but I don't know if I could live with it every day.
So, in layman's terms,
Music allowed him to see God.
literally.
Yes.
Yeah, that whole concept of that would probably upset the status quo, especially at that time period and in Russia.
Did he say what God looked like?
No. But near the end, they say that he believed he had found a way that he might actually become God.
Why can't
Oh yeah, that would piss off some religious people. A threat to their power and sway and being able to brainwash people.
I imagine the church was crazy about that.
You imagine correctly. I am the apotheosis of world creation. I am the aim of aims, the end of ends.
Scriabin wrote that?
Yes.
Can I show you something?
That would That almost sounds like something Oppenheimer would have written, to be honest with you.
I pulled up Keith Davich's file on my phone and showed him the scanned text that Nick had read earlier.
I am come to tell you the secret of life, the secret of death, the secret of heaven and earth. I am God. I am nothing. I am life. I guess Scriabin could have written that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Wagner or Strauss or Mahler. Nietzsche was all the rage at the time.
Wagner, especially Wagner. Wagner had a thing about religions, especially your Northern European pagan religions.
Okay. Just one more question. Have you heard of a composer named Percival Black?
Black? No. No, I've never heard of him. Sorry.
I left Professor Down's office a bit more enlightened about music history, but still a long way from anything that would help me decipher the images Keith Davidge sent.
Hey, Alex.
Oh, hey, Nick. How's it going?
Pretty good. Well, not great when it comes to the hunt for Keith Davidge.
Really? What's the update?
Well, I've called every number I could find. It looks like we're going to have to wait till he reaches out to us again.
Well, what about Brother Black?
Again, every number. I tried every number, but we're still looking into a few other things.
That's got to be kind of suspect and disheartening when the people you need to get a hold of start being able not to be able to get hold of them. That sentence I just spoke made absolutely no sense.
Listen, while you're at the university, I'd like you to see someone.
Okay, great. I'm still here. I'm in the music department.
How are you at math?
Math?
Because math and music do go hand in hand.
Keith Davich's numbers?
That's right.
Who am I seeing?
She's a PhD candidate named Sandy Singh. She's waiting for your call.
Okay, great. Where is she?
Neil Hall, not too far.
Okay, perfect. I'll go down there right now.
Okay, good luck.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
And we'll go ahead and call this episode good here. It's a good stopping point, a good breathing point. Yeah, that's interesting. It's also hard to believe we're already in November, that this horrid year is almost over. So, yeah, November already. So, until next time, people, be a good human, be good other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?